46 days, those terrorists still kept their victims in and within the national park. And surprisingly, according a few weeks ago, Sunday Igboho and his men and his team were reportedly said to have gone round that old Oro. So I think there are two national parks there. One is the old Oro National Park and the other national park. So I think maybe it was one of the national park that Sunday Igboho and his team did not search where the victims were being kept. So the most important thing is that thank God that the 46 that's about the 46 children, the 46 teachers and children of that of the schools have been successfully rescued. So the family members were subsequently taken to Abuja, where the wives were interrogated in accordance with investigative procedures, the sources said. So it was on Friday that those people. It was on Friday that the victims were rescued. The news broke on Friday that those victims have been rescued, and we want to say kudos to the security agencies, kudos to the DSS and the Nigerian Army for that achievement. This is what we've always been clamoring for, because we don't want a situation whereby some group of innocent Nigerians were abducted or kidnapped, and at the end of the day we won't hear anything concerning their release. And so 56 days after the Nigerian Army lived up to their expectations, the Department of State Services live up to their expectations. And how was that rescue carried out? What were the information gotten? According to the report, it was the family members of the kidnappers. It was the family members of the kidnappers that led to the rescue, that the information given, the intelligence given by the family members and kidnappers to the DSS and the Nigerian Army had led to the rescue operations. So we should also be mindful. We should also make sure that other kidnapped victims in other parts of the country should be rescued. Under no circumstances, no Nigerians should be held captive in their own country. No Nigerian should be kidnapped, no Nigerian should be abducted in their own country, because that was the oath by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. That was the oath he took, that he will protect the lives and property of Nigeria, and the President must be able to perform that. If he's not able to perform that, then he has no business being a president. Keeping your promise is what makes you to be a leader. If you say that you will do this, ensure that you do it while you are in office. Don't just give empty promises, because what will dent your integrity as a leader is when you promise the people you will do this, you will do that, and when you get into office you are not able to do it. No excuse. Nobody will hear that it was because of this, it was because of that. No, we don't want to hear excuses. As a leader, an excuse should not be an option for failure. Excuse should not be an option for failure. So it's a good thing. We thank, kudos to the military personnel and the DSS. Should we say congratulations, or should we commend the president? Well, of course, it is his duty. Commending him or not commending him, it is his duty. It is the duty of the Nigerian Army to protect the lives and property of Nigeria, to protect the territorial integrity of this country, and they've done their job. They didn't do anything extra. Commending them or not commending them, it is their job. Commending the president or not commending him, it is his duty to ensure that no Nigerians will be held captive, no Nigerians will be held hostage, in their own country, particularly when they are innocent. when they've not committed any crime against humanity. These are innocent Nigerians. These are innocent students and children who left their homes on a normal day to school, just like every other school children would leave home to their schools and hoping that they will return. So commanding the president shouldn't be something shouldn't be a thing of it doesn't hold water. It is the duty of the president to ensure that Nigerians are safe and protected. It is a duty of the military personnel to ensure that Nigerians are safe and protected. While people are jubilating is because these people, they've been held for a very long time. That Friday evening, when the news broke, I think hours later, some people in that community, took to the street to rejoice. Well, they have the right to rejoice, but it is not something that we should be commending. Those people whose responsibility is to protect, to do what they're expected to do. It's just like you have worked for the end. You have worked for 1 month, and at the end of the month you are given salary. And maybe some people think that, well, if you are given a salary, you say thank you to your boss. You worked for it, and it is your expectation to be paid. So we voted for the president, and it is the responsibility of the president to make sure that he protects the lives and property of Nigerians. So there's nothing so glamorous about it. This is what have been happening in other part of the world. All right. So so this set of people that were rescued aren't the only set of people that have been kidnapped and abducted. There are other group of people that have been kidnapped and abducted in Borno State, in other parts of the country. So we urge the military and the DSS to do everything possible to make sure that no Nigerian children should be held captive in the forest. No innocent Nigerians should be held captive in the forest. So the same vitality, the same vigor, the same inspiration, the same passion, the same zeal that the military and the DSS used in rescuing this set of people, we urge them to use that same zeal for other people who are still in captivity. Alright, that is that for that story. Now let's move to the next headline. The next story: Osun Governor's poll, APC deputy governor candidates Adeleke clash over religion. APC deputy governor candidates and Adeleke clash over religion. The deputy governorship candidates of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the August 15 Osun governorship election, Mr. Benjamin Adeleke yesterday described Governor Ademola Adeleke as a religious hypocrite whose religious identity is questionable. Adeleke spoke at the 70th anniversary celebration of Union Baptist Church Osogbo, said the APC is not playing politics with religion, saying it has direction in the religious identity of its candidates. Addressing the congregation, the APC governorship candidate contrasted his party's ticket with that of the Accord Party, saying the APC presented a Muslim Christian ticket that clearly reflects religious balance. He said, and I quote, "I thank you for the privilege given me to be a part of this 70th anniversary celebration. As you all know, Alhaji Bola Oyebamiji, who is a Muslim, is our candidate in the APC, and I am his deputy and a Christian, unlike the other party whose governor we don't know if he's a Christian or a Muslim. I'm very optimistic that the APC and our candidates will emerge victorious on August 15. We're optimistic that the people are with us and they will vote en masse for our candidates," he noted. In a swift reaction, Governor Ademola Adeleke, while addressing the Osun Muslim community in Osogbo, challenged the APC to compare its record while in government to that of his administration for the Muslim community. Adeleke, in a statement by his spokesperson, Olarami Rashid, stated that the governor told the Ummah his achievement for the Muslim community surpasses that of his predecessors. He said, and I quote, "I am happy to report that my administration is almost completing the Hajj camp to remove the shame on the Ummah. They were in office and they did not deem it fit to build the camp for intending pilgrims. They were in office and they claimed to be real Muslims, yet they did not think of a mosque at the government house. My administration is building one." Alright, now my say to this is first and foremost the APC deputy governor by name, his name, Mr. Benjamin Adeleke, has he forgotten that in 2023 his own political party, his own political party presented a Muslim ticket? Has he forgotten? So this narrative or this discussion or this talk about a Muslim Christian or Christian or Muslim ticket, this is nonsense. This is arrant nonsense. This is not what you are supposed to talk about. Election is August 15. At least election is about a month from now. It is expected of you that as a deputy governorship candidate of the APC, you are supposed to start aligning what your party will do when you are elected. If you are elected into office, bringing religion into election, it doesn't hold water. Yes, Nigeria is a highly religious country, but this is election. This is election. Talking about religion, during election, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. Focus on your campaign. Focus on the promises that the APC want to deliver to the people if they get elected. Focus on issues that are facing the people in our states: health, education, workers' welfare, transportation, agriculture. These are the things that you ought to be discussing. These are the things that you ought to be busy talking about, not religion. What is religion? Yes, people may have interest when it comes to religion, but after some time it dies down. What will matter when you're elected? Are you still going to be talking about religion when you're elected? Are you going to talk about how what is your business if Adeleke is a Muslim or a Christian? If Governor Adeleke is a Muslim or a Christian, what is your business? The most important thing is your business as a governorship candidate is to sell your vision. Is to sell your vision to the people of Osun State, and if the people of Osun State buy to your vision, they will vote for you. If they don't buy to your vision, they will vote for people for the candidate. They feel that yes, this particular individual, we represent our interests. This particular individual, we trust him, and we will put our hope in him that he's going to perform better. So talking about religion, whether you don't know if Governor Adeleke is a Muslim or a Christian, that is not your business. Your business is once you are given a platform, you should utilize that platform in telling the people of Osun State what your party will do if you are elected August 15, 2026. So the governorship election in Osun State is fast approaching. About a month from now, the people of Osun State will queue up, at their designated polling unit to cast their vote, and Governor Adeleke of the Accord Party is well ready, to go to the pool with other governorship candidates in the state. So once again, my advice to the APC camp: please focus on issue-based campaign. Religion is not an issue in Nigeria. People will find their way. Okay, people will find their way. That was how we complained in 2023. That why would the APC present a Muslim ticket? We all know the story. The president is a Muslim. The vice presidential candidate as at that time is a Muslim, and so many Christians rose up. And after that, what did they do? Nothing. Many Christians complain that why would the APC be presenting a Muslim ticket? It is not whether the person is a Muslim or a Christian but matter. What matters is what the person has upstairs. The ability for the person to deliver. If he's elected, that is the most important thing. Whether the person is a Muslim or a Christian, the most important thing is delivery. Does this particular candidate has the ability, has the capacity, has the political will to deliver on his or her campaign promise? That is the most important thing. Whether the person is a Muslim or the person is a traditionalist or the person is a Christian, that doesn't matter. The most important thing is the people. The most important thing is peace in the country. The most important thing is progress in Osho State. The most important thing is unity in Osho State. The most important thing is workers in Osho State. I will smell them at the end of the month. When their alerts, when they receive alerts. That is the most important thing. So education, health, workers' welfare, agriculture. These are the basic things. Infrastructure. These are the things that the political candidates ought to be discussing with their party members and the people of Osho State, not talking about religion. Alright, let's go to the next headline. Alright, this is coming from the Sun newspaper. Alright, the Sun says real NIN doesn't always lead to kidnappers. This is coming from NIMC-DG. NIMC-DG, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Abisole Poka Odushote, has explained why Nigeria's National Identification Number (NIN) system does not always result in the arrest of terrorists and kidnappers. Speaking during Channels Television Sunday Politics, Poka Odushote said the NIN remains the foundation of the country's security architecture, but noted that criminals often evade detection by using the mobile phones of their victims instead of their own. We already know the name is the foundational identity of the security architecture, but a lot of time you find out that the kidnappers use the phones of the people they have abducted, which means how do you trace them? Because they are not using their own phones, she said. According to the NIMC boss, the tactic makes it difficult for security agencies to identify and track suspects through identity-linked phone records. Despite the importance of the NIN in strengthening national security, she also disclosed that President Bola Tinubu has directed the commission to ensure that every Nigerian is enrolled in the national identity database before the end of the year. The president has given us till the end of this year to make sure we capture every Nigerian in the national identity database, Poka Odushote said. She explained, she said expanding the national identity database remains a key priority for the commission as part of efforts to improve identity management and support the country's security framework. Alright, okay, if Odushote says that it is impossible or it is difficult for the security agencies to track the criminals because they are not using their phones. Okay, now this is very, very technical because they are not using their phones. Okay, now they are using the phones of their victims. Can't the security agencies track the location of that particular phone number they are using? So there is nothing hard in this. If the kidnappers are not using their own phones to make calls, for ransom or whatever, and they are using, as long as they are using a mobile phone, as long as they are communicating with those outside, it is the duty of the security agencies to track whatever number, either the number of the victims or the number of the kidnappers. So this excuse does not hold water. Okay, of course we know that NIN cannot be traceable, cannot be tracked, because NIN is not a phone number. It is a phone number that can be tracked, that can be tracked. It is a phone number that can be tracked. Assuming NIN is a phone number, okay, well and good. But this is just a mere figure. This figure is not connected to the internet. This figure is not connected to the satellite or whatever. This is this phone number that can be used to track, location of individuals. And she did said, according to her, that victims, that kidnappers will not use their phone numbers to make calls, but they use phone numbers of their victims, okay, to make us. So this is conflicting. You are just you can't fool Nigerians who are advanced, okay. If the kidnappers are not using their phone, but they're using the phone numbers of their victims, so why can't the security agencies track the location of these victims? Okay, so it is high time we start saying what we ought to say. It is high time the telecom sector starts, beefing up their technological infrastructure. Okay, I was watching a series yesterday, and immediately one of the victims called a security center. Immediately that number was being tracked. So these are the things, these are the technology that we ought to be deploying in our various security agencies. The police should have a center whereby every phone call records are being monitored. The police does not need to go to the telecom operator to obtain call records of kidnappers or people that are victims. Okay, these are the things, these are the upgrades that Nigerians are expecting. Right there at the first headquarters in Abuja, there should be a department that monitors phone records. There should be a department in the police that monitors live phone records, live telephone conversation, so that when a phone rings, when the kidnapper's phone, which makes a call to the victim's family, or even when the kidnappers use the victim's phone, immediately the police should have a notification in their own system. These are things that do not take eternity. These are things that are not rocket science, for the Nigerian police, for the Nigerian army, for the DSS to implement in this country. Should implement in this country. So these are the developments that we are looking for. When a particular, like the other day, I think on Friday, I read about certain billions of naira, that the Senate has approved for the police, and part of that money will be used for infrastructure upgrade, training, and other things that are needed in the police. So these are the things that Nigerians are expecting the police to have. They might have it, but is it functional? They might have it, but is it functional? Okay. All right, Lagos. That is how far I can go this morning here on Overt Radio, analyzing headlines on stories that are making headlines on National Daily. By 8:30. I will be here, Buko and I will be here for the wake up conversation. Don't go anywhere. 8:30 promises to be an interesting one. This is Overt Radio. Stay tuned. I'll be back.